this month, right here in the D.C. area, Detective Vicky Armel was shot and killed. This 9-year veteran became the first officer in the Fairfax County, Virginia Police Department to die in the line of duty. Throughout the history of law enforcement, female cops have stood shoulder to shoulder with their brothers in blue, facing the same dangers, making the same sacrifices. And in our next story, an off-duty officer is minding her own business when she becomes a victim of violence. Ed Miller takes us to the unlikely scene of the crime. Quiet, middle-class neighborhood in Long Beach, California.
It was a Tuesday morning just before 6 a.m. 30-year-old Maria Cecilia Rosa was leaving for work. But Maria wasn't the only one up early that morning. Two mysterious figures were moving through the quiet neighborhood, aimlessly drifting, looking for trouble.
Hurry up, man.
We think these two individuals could have been up all night using methamphetamine, looking for something to do, looking for some crime to commit when they came across Maria.
Maria must have appeared to them to be an easy target for a quick robbery.
Give me that bag, lady.
Get lost.
Just need the bag.
But even though it was 2 against 1, the petite woman fought back. Surprised by the fierce fight their victim put up, cops believe the attackers panicked. That's when the struggle turned deadly. Although they did not know it, the cowards had good reason to panic. They had no idea the woman they attacked that morning was a Los Angeles County Sheriff's deputy. Minutes after the shooting, a newspaper delivery man found Deputy Maria Rosa lying in the driveway. But Maria Cecilia Rosa died before help could reach her. Maria was only 13 when she came to the United States from Sonora, Mexico, following the death of her parents. Known affectionately as Ceci, her family and friends say she always wanted to help others. 6 years ago, she found her true calling in law enforcement shortly after she met an undercover police officer, Jenny.
When I found out she had enrolled, I was very happy for her. I could see it in her face that she was just very excited to, I guess, reach one of her goals.
She was so proud to be a sheriff. Oh my God, she was really proud, and we were too.
Ceci's goals were to always be the best deputy that she could, and then her ultimate goal was to become a detective in homicide.
It was just before her own murder that Maria completed an internship with the homicide division.
She was a self-starter. You never had to tell her to do something. She knew what the mission was and what we were trying to accomplish, and she would go after it on her own.
Hundreds of law enforcement officers marched through a driving rain to pay their final respects to Deputy Rosa.
That could have been your wife, my daughter, or your daughter, and that's what's so horrific about it.
As they mourned, detectives sifted through the few clues they had in the case. This is one of them. Images of the bike-riding suspects taken by a bank security camera just 20 minutes before Maria was murdered on March 28th. But perhaps the best clue is the bicycle that one of the suspects left behind at the murder scene. It's actually a kid's bike made by Giant, and the model is called Frantic. Long Beach police continue to search for the owner of this bike.
Neighbors report that immediately after the murder, one of the suspects was seen running across a nearby street. Cops are still investigating leads trying to find both men behind this random murder. But so far, the identity of Deputy Maria Rosa's killers remains a mystery.
Maria had such a bright future, and that makes it all the harder to accept her senseless murder.
I just want to know why they do this to her. Why?
I just hope they catch them, because she deserves justice for the person that she was and what she believed in.
I have a very clear message to the assassins who participated in this. We will not stop. We will not give up
until we track you down.
Let's make that happen tonight. Witnesses describe the two suspects as Hispanic in their late teens or early 20s. The first suspect is described as dark-complected, 5 foot 8 inches tall, and weighing 130 to 140 pounds. He has short black hair and a Fu Manchu-style mustache. He was wearing a dark hooded sweatshirt and dark pants and was riding the smaller bike, which he ditched after the murder. The second suspect is light-complected, stands 5 foot 10 inches and weighs about 160 pounds with a shaved head and thin mustache. He was riding a larger 10-speed or mountain bike. Long Beach police are determined to find Deputy Rosa's killers and bring them to justice, but they need your help. If you can help solve the murder of Los Angeles County Sheriff's Deputy Maria Cecilia Rosa, call our hotline right now at 1-800-CRIME-TV.
Maria Rosa had a lot of friends, and a lot of people really want us to help solve this case. As you heard, Maria bravely fought back during her attack. But in our next story, a woman finds a whole new way to fight back after she's attacked, and it takes her in a direction she never imagined.
My name is Talia Chin. I'm assigned to the 2-3 precinct in Spanish Harlem on foot patrol. Let me tell you about the case that inspired me to become a New York City police officer. 3 years ago, this building here was a car wash on the Upper East Side. On February 23rd, 2003, officers responded here to the car wash office for an armed robbery call. The victim said that 2 men delivering flowers made their way towards the office. As the victim answered the door, the 2 men pushed their way through. They terrorized the victim. They told her they're going to shoot her in the head, and they stole $150,000 in cash. That victim was me. I vowed that day to help police crack the case.
The victim, Talia, she was incredibly very informative. She was very, very good, held her composure. She was able to tell me details that I needed in order to track these 2 individuals down. Bring me back to the day that this occurred in the morning. Exactly explain to me what happened to you.
When they came to the door, I saw both their faces before they put their mask on. One of them that had the gun, he had these beautiful blue eyes. And I recognized his voice and his eyes, the build of his body. And I know that he came in a week before for an interview, for a job.
Okay. And the second guy, what do you remember about him?
He was very slim, short hair, and he had a large nose.
Did they have an accent?
Yes, they had an Israeli accent.
Israeli accents, and you work with Israelis, am I correct?
Yes, so I know it's an Israeli accent.
My 2 suspects on this case are Israel Orr and Yossi Bensadon. Yossi Bensadon's male white Israeli, approximately 5'10" in height to maybe 6 feet. He likes fishing. He enjoys the use of marijuana. He's very bright from what I understand. And he's a womanizer. Has several girlfriends out there. Israel is into himself. He takes care of his body. He's a bodybuilder. He has beautiful blue eyes, as described by the victim. And he served in the Israeli army. That's about all we know about him. I've been working this case for 3 years now. And I would love nothing more than to make the apprehension before my retirement. I don't plan on retiring until I do apprehend him and bring justice to the victim.
I felt very vulnerable. The one with the gun put the gun to my head and said he was going to shoot me in the head. I was very scared. That's why I became a police officer.
Talia is really amazing. Just like the 210 female officers whose names are on these walls, she's not afraid to put herself in harm's way. Now, we need to get her some justice and find the men who cops say were her attackers. So if you've seen Yossi Bensadon or Israel Orr, call 1-800-CRIME-TV. As always, I guarantee you that you can remain anonymous. Just have the guts to make that call. Now stay with us. We'll be right back with a lot more.
we told you about the ambush shooting that killed Fairfax County, Virginia police officer Vicky Armel. This week, Master Police Officer Michael Garbarino died from wounds he received in the same attack. Officer Garbarino was a 23-year law enforcement veteran who trained and mentored many young officers on the force. He leaves behind a wife and 2 children.